Hello, Dolphins. Welcome back to the 305 Gridiron as Josh and I are here after a fun and amazing, but also very tiring holiday season. We are ready to get back into Miami Dolphins football as we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that's been reeling uh, in their recent endeavors, the same as we've been reeling in our last two games. They're fighting. The main difference is they're fighting for a division championship. Well, we're not really fighting for that. So we're gonna get into everything Miami Dolphins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in just 1 second. Hey, Dolphins! Welcome back to the show. We are back after a little bit of a hiatus there. Obviously, we normally record this on Wednesdays, and it's now Saturday, so we'll call that a 2-day hiatus.
Good math. Gridiron guys do math. There we go.
Oh, man. So we're here to talk about the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are fighting for a division championship against the Carolina Panthers, while the Miami Dolphins are assessing their 7th-round rookie quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who we're going to talk plenty about today, Josh. Before we get into that, man, hope you had a Merry Christmas. Did you check out any of the games on Christmas Day?
I loosely followed them. Yeah, I was more focused on family. We had Jess's mom and dad over, which is a big part of our year that we look forward to, and just kind of hung out and really had some good quality. We had a fire going. We had Christmas music on. We were chatting. We were cooking. We were eating. We were sleeping. And then rinse, wash, and repeat, man. It was great. How about you?
That sounds fun, dude. I caught so my brother's a Cowboys fan, so we try to catch as much of the Cowboys games as I can. Really thought they dominated that one. They looked really good there. Their defense is a freaking problem, though, bro. Like if they do make the playoffs, which I think is a very slim chance for them at this point, they're gonna have a problem.
Yes, they are.
They're gonna have a problem. All right, but we're not here to talk Cowboys football. I believe there are plenty of podcasts out there probably doing that. So before we dive into, our main storylines of this game, our top 5 storylines of this game, we of course have to ask the chat for their opinions on matters of greatness here. So before we get into it, guys, you let us know who is your X factor for this game. That's the person who's going to make the biggest impact, usually on the Dolphins, preferably. Unless you were a Buccaneers fan, welcome in.
Hey, there you go.
You could do it from the Buccaneers side.
Equal opportunities here.
Yeah, give us a bold prediction, something that's unexpected to happen, and then give us your final score for the game. The extra point for today's show is what decides this game more. Is it turnovers? Is it third down efficiency? Is it our red zone offense? We're going to circle back to that at the end of the show. So get it in the chat while you can, or just wait till the end and get it in the chat when we do ours. Whatever, tickles your fancy more. All right, Josh, you ready to get into these top 5 storylines? Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins. This one's in Tampa?
Yes. Ooh,
no, Miami. This one's in Miami. It's our last home game of the year.
Yep.
So there will be plenty of Bucs fans there.
Well, it's only like a 2-hour drive, so.
Yeah. All right, number 5, dude. And our top 5 storylines for the Miami Dolphins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers is red zone football is Miami's best path to an upset. This is an area of the game that we were really strong in the beginning of the year, and we've gotten considerably weaker in the second half of the year. So, Josh, when Miami gets inside that 20, what are we looking for here with a rookie quarterback? You want aggression? You want conservative? Like, where are you going?
I want to put it all on his shoulders. No, I'm kidding. I'm hoping. I mean, the hope is that Mike McDaniel leans into the run, and especially in the lower red zone, 10 to the red zone. But I will say this: Quinn Ewers last week. I know it was his first game. Tampa Bay now has film on him, so the defense might play him a little bit better than they did in the first week. Yeah. He does have some wheels on him, some like sneaky wheels. He's not fast. He's not Lamar Jackson fast by any stretch, but he's much more mobile, and we saw it in the game last week than Tua ever has been ever in his whole life. So that could be something we can lean on. I know they're riddled with injuries. They being Tampa Bay are riddled with injuries. And some of their higher named players on defense that are a little bit older have been hit with, father time has approached them fast and furious this year. So I think if we can lean on Achane, lean on Ollie Gordon, lean on Jalen Wright, but also maybe throw in a jet sweep or to Waddle or someone, or a Quinn Ewers quarterback sneak when they least expect it. I think that could help us for sure.
Yeah, I feel like, last week we only got in the red zone once in the first half and we scored a touchdown. So that's good, right? It's good efficiency there. The other touchdown we had in the first half was from a big play from Devon Achane. I think that's largely I think that'll largely be where the majority of our points come from, however many points that is the big play, because I think for a young quarterback, the hardest part of the field is the red zone.
Yeah, of course.
The field tightens up considerably. All they have to do, especially against a young quarterback, is play a zone in that area of the field, and they're going to be 9 times out of 10 they're going to be afraid to even throw the ball. Because there's a guy in each spot that they're designated where they're supposed to throw it, right?
Right. Yeah.
So like, I agree with you, man. Like, you can't be throwing it down there with him. Like, cut the guy some slack. Like, we put him in the worst position last week, and we'll talk more about that in a sec. But like, if you do get into the red zone, which we didn't do often last week, and I'm hoping we do more this week, please, for the love of God, lean on Achane, right?
Yeah.
Lean on Ollie Gordon. The end around to Malik Washington worked wonderfully
spectacularly.
Yeah. Like, do that with Malik. Do that with
Taj.
Waddle.
Put Taj in. He's fast as shit.
Get Taj in there.
Yeah.
Get D in there if he's healthy, because this dude's hurt every 3 seconds.
I know.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, the one thing I don't want to see too much of, and I don't mind the kid, but he hasn't been effective in the red zone, and it's Jalen Wright, man.
Yeah, well, he had that one game, but he
had the one good game where he had to fill in for Achane, but for the most part, whenever he gets the ball in the red zone, it's just an instant drive killer. He has no push behind him. I don't know. I just don't want to see the drive killed. I want to see the drive score. So I'd rather give it to Achane.
Well, I mean, on that point, right? I mean, if Miami settles for field goals, I mean, if we end up for whatever reason stalling out and we settle for field goals instead of touchdown, I mean, in your opinion, how fast does that flip the pressure back on this whole, let alone the whole team, but on Mike McDaniel and this offense to try to rectify it? I mean, do you think it kind of snowballs, or do you think that, they have the wherewithal, having played most of the season? I mean, I know it's a rookie quarterback, but for the majority of the offense, it's the same players.
I mean, given how horrific our defense has been these last 2 games, I mean, you can't settle for field goals. Like, it's a point for point battle now, because the defense has seemingly regressed back to early days of the season. So it's not, you just can't. And if I'm Mike, why are you kicking field goals? You're eliminated from playoff contention already. You have been for weeks, right? Like, why are you out there kicking field goals, man? Like,
do you think we finally see Mike go for it, like seemingly most of the NFL does nowadays, on 4th downs a lot more? Or do you think we see a more conservative play call because it's a rookie quarterback, like we did last week?
Yeah, last week we saw so much conservative play calling, and this week it's gonna be even worse, I think, because, to your point, there's tape on Quinn now, and like, it doesn't take much to rattle a rookie quarterback, let alone a 7th round rookie quarterback, right? And now Quinn looked comfortable in the pocket last week, and he did some really good things. I don't think Quinn was the biggest reason we lost that game, but now that they have tape, they're going to be taking away what he wants to do. And, if you listen to Kurt Warner talk about this offense, because I love listening to him, because he knows what McDaniel's trying to do. I don't know if he knows McDaniel personally or he just knows the system. But like, he's even talked about how he doesn't really like this offense that much. He thinks that it's clever, but he thinks there's too much pressure on the quarterback, because the offense is literally built around the first read. He's like, and if the first read isn't there, the offense isn't really built to have a second and third read like a normal offense. So I almost feel bad, because we've been harping on Tua all season for not getting to a second and third read. Turns out, I guess he's not meant to.
Well, but I mean, but that begs the question: why was the offense designed that way?
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think that was Mike. I don't think that was solely on Mike McDaniel. I think that had a lot to do with the limitations that we had at quarterback.
It could be. But I mean, we saw the same thing with Quinn last week, right? I mean, it was first read and bust.
Well, that's not true. No, I mean he very frequently got to his second and third read. I would argue he got off of his first read way too quickly.
See, I disagree. I think he didn't get to his second and third read. I think he got to the drop off, man. I think he went to his safety valve. He went first read, safety valve, first read, safety valve.
Yeah.
Which that's not a bad thing. Tua sucked at that,
especially when your safety valve is Waller or HN.
Right. Like his safety valve was Darren Waller for the most part. That's fantastic. Like,
yep.
And Tua was awful at it. He never went to it. Like his safety valve was thrown at 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
No, it was thrown it to the other player, to the other team.
Yeah. So to talk about like if we can't score touchdowns in the red zone or period, it's
gonna be a long game.
It's gonna be. I mean, we turned off collectively the Bengals game before the third quarter ended.
Yeah, halfway through the third quarter, I was playing a video game.
I mean, this could be super similar. By the way, I want to welcome into the show to Imben. Welcome,
hey,
yeah, I think coming from the perspective that Tua was really slow, Quinn was surprisingly quick.
Yeah, no, in no way, shape, or form are we saying Quinn is a scrambling quarterback. No, he's the furthest thing from that. However, when the opportunity does present itself and everything aligns perfectly and everyone is covered and he can get you a few yards on the ground, unlike Tua, who would just fall down or run backwards and get sacked for 10-yard loss.
Yeah. Also, welcome into the show, Jorge. I feel the need to open everything in the playbook, let it fly. I mean,
yes.
I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. Like, why play so conservative when your job is clearly on the line? And I know there's like conflicting reports out there whether or not McDaniel's job is on the line, but you have to believe it is.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he feels the need to play conservative, so he doesn't, so the games don't get so far out of hand. But at this point, when you play conservative, the games get out of hand anyway. So pee in the wind, hope it doesn't splash back on you, and if it does, you clean yourself off and you go to another team. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, grab a wet wipe, get it going.
Yeah,
you're good.
Man up, dude.
Great new logo, by the way, Sportsnet with Jorge there.
It's sick. It's really
fantastic,
cool.
Dude. Love it.
I can't wait. Apparently he's toying around with. Sorry I hope I'm not breaking any news for you, but he's toying around with the new intro, and I'm really excited about it.
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm pumped for that. Let's go, Jorge. All right, man. Let's move on to storyline number 4. Number 5 was red zone football is our path to an upset, which I think is completely and totally true. I mean, if we can beat Dynamite in the red zone, I think we have a chance here. Number 4 is our rookie quarterback, Quinn Ewers, versus an opportunistic defense. The Buccaneers defense, similar to the Bengals defense, has been pretty ass for a lot of the season.
Yeah.
But
we're trendsetters. We're trend breakers.
They also have some impressive games on their resume.
Yes, they do.
We will likely be one of them. So, hey, man, he's still a rookie quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback who they now have tape on. They have some gamers on defense. Like, watching everything you saw out of yours last week, man, is he trustworthy enough to open up the playbook more against these guys?
Well, I mean, honestly, we don't know. To our point just a couple seconds ago, what do you have to lose?
Right.
The worst case scenario is you lose by 38. You just did that last week. Right. So, okay, cool. I think it would maybe impart some confidence in our young rookie quarterback who, has not had a lot of time with the ones, has not obviously just had his first start last week, but it might give him a little bit more confidence saying, okay, the coaching staff trusts me a little bit. Hey, let me let it fly because he does have a good arm. His mechanics, we talked about it last show, need to be refined. We said that coming out of college, coming out of Texas, his shoulder and feet and whole core alignment tends to get off because he does have these wicked kind of arm angles. And I'm going to invoke a name. Please don't fucking crucify me, Chad. I'm not saying they're the same, but he's got shades of that Patrick Mahomes kind of low delivery when he needs to throw around a defender. He's got shades of Russell Wilson, early Russell Wilson with the baseball release when he needs to. And I feel like he relies on it a little too much. So I feel like if he can tighten things up and we can open up the offense a little bit to allow him to what Jorge said, spread the field out a little bit, open up the playbook and just let him see the field. I think it would do wonders for him. I'm not saying it'll make a huge difference. I mean, he had 260 yards last week, 1 interception. I know it was 2. I'm only counting the 1 for my stats because one of them had nothing to do with him. And I think, I'll factor all of that in with a Tampa defense that is aging, that is hurt, that is, reeling from a couple games where they got punched in the mouth. I mean, I think if everything lines up perfectly, we could take advantage of that. Now, will we? That's a whole nother question. Because I do think, and I don't mean to be long-winded here, but I do think that we are going to have to rely heavily, and we should be relying heavily on the run, because that is the strength of our team before the quarterback change, but especially now that we have a rookie quarterback.
No, I completely agree. I think, the best way to protect a rookie is to run the ball. Right?
Yeah. Well, and actually I was going to wait and ask you that. So like from a play calling standpoint,
yeah.
How much do you think that this coaching staff protects Ewers early in the game, at least, versus letting him kind of risk getting out of rhythm with saying, okay, you know what, Rook, go do it.
I mean, no matter what, this defense is actually pretty good. Top 10 and top 10 or top 12 in rush defense, same as pass defense. So like, you're not going to have an advantage either way, whether you choose to go pass heavy or run heavy. But I do think in order to protect a rookie quarterback, you need to go run heavy. You need to give him, get the defense creeping towards the line of scrimmage so you can give him some clearer lanes to throw the ball. And if we can do that, I think that Quinn could have a pretty good game. I mean, he threw 260 yards last week. I mean, Tua's only thrown 260 yards this season twice or something like that. So to come out in your first game and do it, and I know it's the Cincinnati defense that has had their struggles this year. But man, like, I think that if you want to see what Quinn Ewers has, you do have to open it up for him at some point.
Right.
And let him go and let him see what he has.
Because and why do we need to do that, Anthony?
What? Why?
Why do we need to? Well, because we're in eval mode, right?
Yeah,
Our season's fucking over. So I get to your point in the first segment of the show. What do you have to lose? Who cares? Let it loose. I mean, okay, you don't want to lose by 40. Sure. Is that a can it snowball if there are multiple turnovers or multiple drive stalling plays, and now your defense that has been struggling is on the field for 20, 30 minutes out of a game? Sure, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But we need to know what we have, and in no way, shape, or form, and I think I can confidently speak for you, Anthony. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. In no way, shape, or form are we saying Quinn will ever be, at least now, a starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. But he could be a serviceable number 2. Yeah. Break glass in case of emergency kind of guy. He does have the talent. I mean, coming out of high school, he was the top-rated quarterback recruit. He went to Texas, which was a very big school. Held out the incoming whiz kid, the Manning kid, and held on to the starting. Arch Manning held on to the starting role for his last year in college. Played in some big games, so he has talent. I know it doesn't always translate to the NFL, but he has the potential. So I want to see what he is. I mean, and I want to see what he isn't.
Yeah, I agree. I think let's. I've been saying the whole time, I'm evaluating him as a backup quarterback right here, not a starter. Right? Is he good enough to be a backup? That's the question. What's the answer? We have 2 more games to find out. So, hate to do this to you, Josh. I have to step away for just a sec, so I'm going to throw you into solo mode, and I will be right back.
No problem. Just jump back whenever you're ready.
Yep.
All right, so number 3 on this list is the turnover battle is the entire game. I mean, this entire game is going to be dictated by who wins the turnover margin. Miami has consistently this entire season, I don't have the stats in front of me, lost the turnover margin outside of a handful of games. Tampa, on the other hand, if you look at the overarching season that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers season, they convert turnovers into points, whatever that might be. Pick sixes, touchdowns, get their team into field goal range, or whatever the case is. They tend to get points off of turnovers, and it's something that Miami has been prone to do this entire season, no matter who's at quarterback, whether it was Tua for the majority of the season or Quinn in his first start last week. And admittedly, I do give Quinn some grace. One of those interceptions had nothing to do. It was not on him. He put the ball exactly where it needed to be. And it was just Theo Weiss Jr., who got called up from the practice squad because he had chemistry with Quinn. He just caught it with his helmet instead of his hands for some reason. And that popped right up. So one interception for him, but my point stands. Miami has been very turnover prone, and we have to figure out a way to stop that, because what we can't do is kind of lose any sort of momentum that we might be gaining, might have during a drive because of a drive killing turnover, especially if it's a short field. One of the big things here for me really is, even if Miami is kind of in the plus turnover battle, what do we do with it? Does Miami take advantage of our defense finally deciding to show back up and play like the defense that they were playing like during that? I think we won 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we were top 5 defense during that run. And then all of a sudden, over the last 2 weeks, we've completely fell off a cliff. However, if our defense can show back up and can play, every one of the defensive players do their 111th, every single one of the players play within the scheme and do what you need to do on the field instead of trying to play hero ball, they can get, and if they can get back to what they were playing like before, and we get turnovers on Baker and we get turnovers on the run game, what do we do with them? Because that's going to be key. What is another thing Miami has struggled at this year? When we get turnovers, we don't do anything with them. Most of the time we go 3 and out. And I put a lot of that, unfortunately, on the guy in the room that isn't around to talk, but I put that a lot on Tua. So I will be curious to see what Quinn does with this opportunity, with the second start of his career. I really don't know how to feel about Quinn, but what I do know is that he's not Tua. And what I do know is that, in his first start, and we talked about it earlier, in his first start, there were sustained drives where we had 3rd and longs where he had to come in and make a play. I get it. Check down Merchant, right? But who cares? As long as it works, it doesn't need to be pretty for me. What I need to see is, what do we do with the turnovers should we get them? Because what we can't afford to do, not to be repetitive, is, oh, hey, Anthony, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah. What we can't afford to do is fall off a cliff and go 3 and out if and when we do finally turn them over. Anthony, do you have anything to add before we jump to 2 on the turnover conversation?
Yeah, I mean, don't have 4 turnovers on 4 straight drives to start the second half. So how about we start with that?
Also a good thing. Yeah.
Really just putting your quarterback, your really young, really inexperienced quarterback in a hell of a pickle when you come out with that sort of thing. So let's hit up the chat too now that I'm here. Really hope so, Jorge. There's conflicting reports. I think Schefter got a little, for lack of a better term, he got a little pissy with Ian Rappaport's report that the Dolphins really liked McDaniel, and that it was pretty much decided that he'll be back next year. And then Schefter came on and he was like, I'm not hearing that shit.
No. I don't know how anyone can look at this season and say, all right, Mike McDaniel, it's not your fault. You don't have a single role to play in this. You're good.
There are a large number of non-Dolphins media types that actually feel that way. And it's like you can tell they don't watch the full games, because you need to watch the full games to understand why we are so fed up with this regime at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the third quarter. Look at the 4 turnovers to start the second half. Like what?
Well, not just that game.
Right.
This entire season, coming out of the half, we have before the Cincinnati game, we were at a negative 83 or 82 or 83, negative 82 or 83 point differential in the third quarters.
Jesus. Yep. Get Quinn in the red zone and see what he can do. Need to run the ball, but he also needs to build confidence with the receivers. Good point. I mean, he has 3 games to do that. That's an impossible task, but he's being asked to do it, and he did okay the first game. I liked how much he targeted Waddle.
Yes.
Yes. I liked how much he targeted Waller. And I thought that's what he should do. I think as a young quarterback in his situation, pick 2 guys you really like, who are really talented, and target them. And Mike McDaniel, I swear to God, if Theo Weiss Jr. is on that field again, I'm going to personally come down there and beat the crap out of you, man. What the hell is that? I do not care that they were on the practice team together. I do not care.
Yeah. I'm going to beat you with your horn-rimmed glasses.
Goodness gracious.
That's good.
What
wild.
a stupid decision. Like, I get it. In theory, it sounds fantastic. Give him a guy that he's used to. Except the guy he's used to isn't an NFL caliber wide receiver. So you really just gave him a freaking pain in the ass to deal with on the field.
Yeah, not yet. At least, I mean, he's still a rookie, I think, right? I believe, or was he?
But it's a rookie on a practice squad, and to me,
and he's an undrafted rookie, right?
Yeah, those guys, most of them end up in like the Canadian Football League or the UFL or something at some point.
Yep,
more so than on an NFL roster.
I was going to say the local Chili's, but yes,
that too. If we can't stop third quarter disasters, we might have a chance. If we can stop the third quarter disasters.
Yep.
Because both of the last 2 games, it was neck and neck at halftime. And then we come out sloppy, slow, uninspired.
Yep.
And we get just demolished.
Decimated. Yeah.
All right. You ready to move to the storyline number 2? I'm sorry, I missed most of number 3, but I have a feeling
that's okay.
You covered
we held it down
fairly well. Yeah.
I'm actually really excited about number 2 here. This is gonna. I did not know that this player was going to be out, and I think this is a massive game changer.
Yeah. So apparently, Josh, let's move on to number 2, storyline number 2. The Buccaneers are without their All-Pro offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs. So what does the trenches shift look like in that situation? So is this the best chance Miami's had all season for our pass rush to actually take over a game?
100%. I think this is – they're starting 3 new offensive linemen this game, if I remember correctly, one of which is an undrafted rookie free agent or something like that. I think it's the right guard. Their center is the only – it's their center is their only player that was on the starter. They have Dan Feeney. Oh no, Dan Feeney is their right guard. Yeah. Their right tackle, I think, is their undrafted free. I don't know the Bucs offensive line. All I know is it's 3 new starters.
Graham Barton sounds like a rookie.
Yep.
Oh, rookie last year, not this year.
He was a rookie last year. Yep. But they have a ton of injuries, absolutely decimated, and this is where the game is going to be won for Miami. It's not going to be Quinn. It's not going to be It's not going to be anything on the offense. It's not going to be really anything in the secondary. This game is going to be decided, at least in my humble opinion, for whatever the hell that's worth. For the 8 people that are watching the show, hopefully it means a little bit at least.
Just a little.
Our front 7 is going to be where this game is won. And I think the fact that they are having to switch some pieces around, the Tristan Wirfs being out is massive. It is Baker's blindside. I think it's gonna be great. And I really want to see Weaver kind of let the reins loose a little bit, stop playing all of this overly complicated nonsense, and just let your players play, let your pass rushers rush. Don't try to, simulate blitzes and drop people. Just let your, if I swear to God, just like you said about Mike McDaniel throwing Weiss out there, if I see, Jordan Brooks schemed to cover a tight end deep down the field again, I'm going to fly down there and beat Weaver's ass. Now he's a big dude, so I might have to, get creative with it, but I just simple football. Keep it simple. This offensive line for Tampa Bay is going to struggle, or should struggle at least.
There's a significantly better chance we could take Mike out than Anthony Weaver. I don't think I'm not part of that battle.
Dude, I could take Mike out with one hand tied behind my back. Weaver, on the other hand, would beat me into a pulp.
Weaver is a huge dude. He should be out there on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I think
crazy, True Blazer. That's a nut stat.
here. Fun fact: Wirfs threw for the 3
Oh
most
shit!
Dolphins
Sorry,
passing yards. Yeah,
thought I
missed
put it
second
in.
by 1 yard. I saw that.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yep, absolutely crazy. I think I would love to see our pass rush get to the quarterback more. I'm not sure that I'm confident they will, even with Tristan Wirfs out. If they do, it'll be Chubb and Sealer. We've seen 6.5 sacks for Chubb, 5.5 for Sealer. Chop Robinson again, invisible, which is unfortunate because really hoping that he, finds a way to turn it on. He's got 4 sacks on the year, only 20 tackles. He has no additional tackles for a loss beyond his sacks because sacks also count for tackle for a loss. So he has 4 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss. Not exactly the stellar season we were hoping for from Chop. So that all said, I really hope that maybe this is a game where he can explode onto the scene and have a 3-sack game or something where like the national media is talking about him the next day, because I think we need that. Our defense needs a pass rusher of some merit in order to function. And like I get it. I get your point exactly, but Anthony Weaver does run a defense where everybody's expected to do everything. As much as we hate that, I hate it, you hate it, everybody hates it. That is the defensive scheme that he's been running, and we're almost at the end of year 2 of running it. I think, these 2 years have shown, especially from our lack of pass rush production, that maybe this defense isn't working out.
Yeah.
But again, coaches have a chance to save their job. Maybe we see some tweaks. Maybe we see some more pass rush. I'm not confident we will, but that's kind of my hope. That's where my Christmas wish is right now.
That's very generous of you to waste it on the Dolphins. But I guess let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So this defense has been absolutely nuts. I mean, we saw what looked like a historically bad defense at the start of the season. Then during that, what was it, 6 out of 7, 5 out of 6, I can't remember, where we won a bunch of games. The defense was statistically a top 5 defense, and over the last 2 games now it's back down to janitorial status.
Yeah.
Could you see? I guess my first question is, do you think that we will actually see which defense do you think we'll see?
In the first half, we'll see the really good defense, because pretty much all season we've seen the really good defense in the first half, and then the second half we get destroyed.
Yeah.
Truthfully, they have a lot of talent on offense, but that talent has not been in sync. They have been playing fairly poorly. But I also don't think, similar to last week when I said, we haven't faced an offense that talented. I think it's a similar situation here. We haven't faced an offense with 3 legitimate wide receiver ones, right?
That's wild, dude.
We haven't faced as good of a tight end in Cade Otton. I actually see playing. Hopefully he is. But we haven't faced that good of a tight end in a while. I guess you could argue maybe Steelers have one, but I don't know about that.
Who's their third wide receiver? So it's Ibuka, it's Evans.
Godwin.
Oh, Godwin. Yeah, he might not be playing. I don't know. He might be injured. He's injured all the time.
Is he? And then Baker and Bucky Irving, right? Bucky Irving at running back, who came onto the scene, I think, as an undrafted or 7th-round rookie last year, and has been absolutely explosive. And Baker Mayfield has had a resurgence of improbable resurgence down in Tampa Bay. So I think our defense has been what it is all year. It's just the talent we've been facing has been very different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have a weird question for you. It just kind of popped into my head, and I don't know the right way to ask it. So I'm going to try to. And if it makes no sense, just laugh at me and we'll move on. In your opinion, what's the difference this game between good pressure and game-changing pressure? I guess there's a difference there. But in your opinion, what's the difference there?
I mean, to me, good pressure is causing disruption in the backfield. Game-changing pressure is sacks, forced fumbles, forcing interceptions, forcing bad throws to interceptions, right? We haven't seen game-changing pressure from our defense this year. We've seen a lot of good pressure.
We've seen it in little baby glimpse spurts.
Right.
Yeah.
But even getting a sack on 1st and 10 to give them a 2nd and 15, and then letting them get the first down 2 plays later.
That's fair. That's just frustrating is what that is.
Right. Like,
Ugh.
sure, the pressure was good, I guess, and you got the sack. Congratulations, you got home, but it resulted in nothing. There was no game changing about it.
Yeah.
The game changing pressure happens on the most important downs. It happens on third down and fourth down when they're going for it. It happens when your offense absolutely needs you to get that ball back, and we've seen that sometimes. Very rarely this season.
Yeah, that's what frustrates the hell out of me with Weaver is that we'll do that like where we get a sack or a tackle for loss on first down, and then instead of continuing what was working, we play off or what looks like some sort of prevent deep coverage, and they get 14 yards back on the next play. It's absolutely infuriating.
I'm sure it goes way deeper than obviously we're making it out to seem very easy, but there has been times, to your point, where we've come out so aggressive. I forget what game it is, but I remember we were chatting about it, and we came out the first drive of the game. We put so much pressure on the quarterback, they looked like they didn't have a clue where they even were, right? And it was amazing. I was like, holy shit, is this the new defense? And we've actually changed something? And then the very next drive, it was right back to ho-hum, ho-hum.
Yep.
So, like, you can see they can turn it on, but they rarely do.
Yep.
They rarely do. Let's see. The defensive feast with the Tampa offensive line. It could save Weaver's job, but I don't know. I mean, if Mike's gone, I think he's gone as well.
I have a gut feeling that, to your point, when the new GM gets hired, and I'm surprised that he's not hired already, this is going to be one of those deep evals where if Mike's gone, everyone's gone. And if Mike stays, everyone still might be gone,
Which never works.
No, of course not.
We need you to fully reset your staff.
Yeah. That we built the entire team around.
Right. Oh, and by the way, if you don't win 10 games next year with this completely rebuilt staff, you're gone.
Yeah, so just fire him now.
Just fire him now, yeah.
We said that in the offseason, right?
Yeah.
Last offseason.
Yep. I would like to see a pick six. Yeah, exactly, dude. I don't think we have a pick six this year.
I think we do. Whoa, actually, I don't know.
We have the pick 2 against the Saints.
Yeah, of course we do. Let me look it up real quick.
Good point. Good point, Jorge. Yeah. So, number 2 storyline was the trenches shift with Tristan Wirfs out. Let me recap the bottom 4 here. So, number 5 storyline for us was red zone football as Miami's path to an upset. Number 4 was Quinn Ewers versus an opportunistic defense. Tampa's defense is pretty highly rated, but they have been beatable. Can Quinn take advantage of that? Number 3 is the turnover battle is the entire game. We saw last week how quickly the Bengals game got away from us once we started turning the ball over. Can we flip that in our favor this year? And then number 2 is their all-pro offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs is out. Can we take advantage of that with our pass rush?
And I just put it in the chat. According to the team defensive data, Miami has 7 interceptions in 2025. 0. I repeat, 0 have been returned for touchdowns.
To only have 7 interceptions at this point of the season. Some players have 7
that's 6 more than I thought we were going to have based on this secondary. I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
But even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
we have what a blind and cripple squirrels playing cornerback for us. Sorry. I hope I didn't offend anyone.
Let's get into storyline number 1.
Yep.
Third down, Josh. Third down. By halftime of this game, is third down efficiency one of the stats that you check in on at halftime and see who's in control or no?
It's the only it for me, specifically for me. When I look at games, stats can lie. We've seen it all season.
Yep.
Third down efficiency, yards after contact, red zone efficiency are the 3 that I like to see. And third down efficiency is the kind of the primary one for me because what it tells us is you're not always going to get the first down on the first 2 plays, but you get close usually. What do you do then? Do you crumble when the pressure is on, or do you succeed in whatever play calling? Do you design the right thing? Do you call the right thing in the right moment at the right time with the right players to keep a drive rolling? Because what we have seen far too much this season is this team sustaining a drive for 6 plays, 2 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, and then petering out, which forces then our defense to play twice as much as they should be for the entirety of the game. And Miami has struggled all season to stay on schedule during a drive. To our point earlier, I think when you had to jump for a second, Tampa thrives in takeaways and turning those takeaways into points. So the more opportunities we go 3 and out or don't succeed on third down on our third down efficiency, the more chances you're giving Tampa to put points on the board and taking chances away from our team to put points on the board.
Couldn't agree more, man. Listen, we have far too many 3 and outs on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what the numbers are, but I would guess we're towards the top of the league in 3 and outs. And when you are towards the top of the league in a stat like that, or when your third down efficiency is so poor like that, you do not give your defense any time to rest. And we don't have a hugely talented defense from the get-go. So if you're taking a defense that is lacking in talent and then giving them just, I don't know, 2.5 minutes to rest and relax and kind of get their feet back under them, I think it just leads to disaster. And to me, it's all about what we were talking about before, where the throws behind the line of scrimmage are leaving us in unfortunate second down and third down situations where now instead of like gaining a little bit at a time towards the first, we're losing a chunk and then having to gain it all back in order to get the first down. And it's so infuriating. It's like, just stop with the behind the line plays, dude. Like, you're setting your team up for failure. And it's just so frustrating. And yeah, sure, it looks wonderful and it's dazzling and it's magnificent when it actually works. But when it doesn't work, you're just killing the drive before it even has a chance to start. You're putting an immense amount of pressure on the quarterback for no reason.
It's like you're just giving. It's like, oh, that didn't work. All right, we're going to try again next time because this drive is over.
This drive's over.
Yep. And for reference, it's as bad as you said it was. Our third down efficiency versus the NFL is 25th in the league.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Awesome.
But on that note, right? Let's flip it. Let's say Miami manages to keep third downs efficient and manageable, and we convert them on a somewhat regular basis. How different does this offense look versus the games where it doesn't?
I mean, completely different. It's completely different. And to have sustained drives, right now this offense runs on the big play, right?
Runs on something.
In that way, I feel like I was talking about the Cowboys before with my brother, the Cowboys fan. These two offenses remind me exactly of each other. Their offense runs on big plays. If they don't get big plays, they don't get shit. Ours is the same way. If Achane doesn't break a 30 or 40-yard run in a game, we don't do much. Like,
sad but true.
There's very few sustained 12, 13, 14 play 5 to 6 minute drives. And every time we do have one of those, by the way, I feel super proud of our team. I'm always like, that was such a good drive.
Exciting, but also very sad at the same time.
Yeah. That's just what you need, man. That's what you need. And like, if we stick with the running game, that's what we get, right? Like some of these games on that winning streak, that's what we did. When we stuck with the run game, we would run the ball 2/3 of the time and pass the ball the other third. We were able to get some sustained drives. But as soon as the shit hits the fan, we panic, we go away from the run, and that's why I know, like, it's like beating a dead horse, but that's why we talk so much about how we don't think he's the coach for this team, Mike McDaniel. Because the panic button gets hit almost as often as Tua hits the panic button when he sees a free rusher. It's like, oh, we're down by 10 points. I need to completely just remove the running game from the playbook for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I just looked it up real quick for sustained drives, and I was curious about what yours did last game because I feel like I remember him putting together a handful of sustained drives, like where I think one of them went like from like the 10, and we drove all the way down, and I think we got a touchdown on that play or a field goal or whatever. It says Quinn had for whatever this means, a 37% sustained drive rate. Yes, in his first game as a starter.
Yeah. So we had There was a 3-play 65-yard drive, so that's obviously not a sustainable. But then there was a 7-play 68-yard 3.5-minute drive.
Mhm.
That was really nice. And then the one you were talking about at the end of the game, 9 plays, 97 yards, 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
At a time where you needed to score more and needed to score quicker, we decided to have a 5.5-minute drive.
Yeah, it's great, wasn't it? It's really great. Yeah, check down Central. We are check down merchants. That's what.
Hey man, at least we had a sustained drive.
Yep.
All right, so that's our top 5 storylines for this game against the Buccaneers. We have a chance to play upset. The Buccaneers are 7-8 and still battling for a division lead because that division's poor.
That's a way of saying it.
And we are trying to assess whether or not Quinn Ewers would make a good backup quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Now, some out there think they're assessing if he's going to be a starter. I think if anybody in this organization is assessing whether or not he should be a starter, they need to have their head examined. But hey, that's just me.
Same.
What do you say we jump into our predictions, our X Factors, bold predictions, and our final score for this game, and then we'll wrap it up in a little bow for you all so that you can unwrap it for Christmas morning.
Well,
Ukrainian Christmas.
There you go. Box Day. Oh, wait, no, that was yesterday. Also, I have not seen them in the chat. If you haven't, or if you're interested in us hearing what you have to say, please drop your X Factor, your bold prediction, and your final score in the chat. And when we're done with ours, we will get to them.
Yeah. So let's start with X Factor, my dude. Who is your X Factor for this game?
Yeah, for me, I went a little left field. It's Jordan Brooks. I know he is much maligned by 50% of this podcast, and the other 50% actually really likes him. So I just want to see Jordan Brooks. I feel like is the engine for this defense, and when he plays very well and he is put into positions to succeed, this defense plays well. When he is asked to cover T. Higgins 40 yards down the field, we give up 38 points. So Jordan Brooks, my X Factor. What about you?
What, is that not something you want?
No, I'm all set. I'm good. You can keep that. Thanks.
My X Factor is Quinn Ewers because I truly believe he is the one person who is going to determine whether or not we win a game the rest of this year. If all eyes are on the quarterback and all successes and failures fall on the quarterback's shoulders, then Quinn Ewers is the guy who needs to make this happen. If he wants to play upset, if he wants to win a game against one of these final 2 teams who are both playoff teams, by the way, or potentially playoff teams for Tampa, he needs to play like he's fighting for his job, and he is. So I think Quinn Ewers could have quite a good day in this one. And let me roll it into the bold prediction because I used him as my bold prediction as well.
That's perfect. And I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole on this. It's just funny to me how fast Mike McDaniel has seemingly flipped on Tua. It's crazy to me. I get it.
It's crazy to me that it took him that long to realize that my job's tied to this quarterback who's very limited.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just funny because he was like, so I'm going to be the tank for this guy. I'm going to take all the, he's the best. And now he's like, fuck this guy.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. Anyways, sorry. What's your bold prediction?
What kind of guy Mike McDaniel is.
So, right. Bipolar. So your X Factor was Quinn Ewers. What's your bold prediction?
My bold prediction is that Quinn Ewers throws for 303 scores.
Shut up.
100%. I think he threw for 260 last week against Cincinnati. I think he comes in this week. He does a few things a little bit better. He got 1% better every day over the last 6 or 7 days. He should be significantly better in this one. They do have tape on him. That is one thing I'm concerned about, but it wouldn't be bold if I said he gets 250 and touchdown.
He throws for 175 and a touchdown.
So he comes in his second NFL start. He throws for 300 yards, 3 scores, and he's the talk of the town for the next week instead of any of the playoff teams, which is always fun when you take over headlines.
If that happens, the amount of obnoxious fans that are going to be like, he should be our starter, is going to make me vomit.
I'm ready for it.
Yes.
Ready for it.
Now, for those of you, and I know we talked about it early, but if you're joining us late, I've seen some people pop in and pop out. X Factors are actually, Anthony, you do it best. Explain to the people. Because I don't want somebody coming in right after you started talking about Ewers, and he's like, he thinks Ewers is going to throw for 300 yards. This dude's right.
Yeah, so we do our X Factor, our bold prediction, and our final score. The X Factor is who you think is going to have the biggest impact on the game. The bold prediction is something that you think could happen, but it's unlikely to happen, but it would be really cool if it did. And then your final score is just the outcome of the game. What do you think? Who's going to win?
Perfect. All right.
What's your bold prediction?
So mine's a little complicated. It's a lot of words, but if I need to explain it.
A lot of words? No way.
Yeah, I know. Figure that one out. So I have my bold prediction being Miami wins the turnover battle.
Okay.
Wins time of possession. Wins the rushing yards total, like the amount of total rushing yards, and yards after contact. But we still lose.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? That's such a Dolphins take right there.
Yeah, well.
Josh is in full Dolphins mode now.
Here all night, folks. Tip your waiters.
The optimism of the season is long in our past.
It was gone after week 2. But yes.
It was after week 1 when we got annihilated by the Colts. Oh, this season's going to be way different than I thought it was going to be.
That's funny.
That's amazing. So wins the turnover battle, time of possession, rushing yards, and yards after contact, but we still lose.
Yep.
That'll be a tough pill to swallow.
Well,
I can already see the conversation
Miami
on Monday.
Dolphins pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah. For most franchises, that's a horse pill. For us, that's a baby Tylenol.
That's true. Jorge's X factor is Quinn. His bold prediction is that Achane gets 3 touchdowns and 155 yards rushing. That would be sick. And his final score is 31-28, a dramatic fashion last home game for the Dolphins with the win.
I like it.
I would just be pumped to score 31 points if I'm being honest. That'd be crazy.
Same. That's a win in and of itself.
Yeah, that's a win for me. Oh, he also mentions that Tampa's defense is it's significantly better
100%
than the Bengals by like 50%.
Arbitrary percentage, but yes, I agree.
Yes.
Final scores?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I have Miami 21, Tampa 28.
Early on in the season, or in the preseason, you and I sat down and we made our predictions, and I have tried to stick with the predictions as often as I can throughout the season. This is one of them where I, again, am going to stick with my August prediction. And in August, I predicted that we would lose this game 17-27 without knowing any of the storylines that would happen this season. And today, I feel very confident that that could be the final score. 27-17 is where I have us.
That being said, I do hope
Whoa! What? Get out of my head!
That's crazy. That's nuts. Are you really True Blazer on a burner account?
It might be my burner account. Yeah. It's my other set of hands typing over there.
Just have your newborn, right?
Yeah.
Gotta train them. You gotta train them young, buddy.
Nothing would be legible. It'd be like,
it's welcome to the Dolphins.
Like Cap for Life is in here. It's just
hey, shots fired.
I love Cap, but he comes in with so many emotes. Oh shit! All right, man. Any final words for the Dolphins or Dolphins fans going into this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
So none for Dolphins and none for the Dolphins fans, but some for our chat. I just want to make sure you guys had an absolutely amazing Christmas, that every single one of y'all were safe, that you guys had a phenomenal time with your friends or your family or both. And that you guys have, I know we'll probably talk to you before New Year's, but just in case you don't happen to join and you happen to be on this one, have a very safe New Year's.
Yep. True. I know you're up here in the Northeast. If you also got hit by this storm, have fun digging out, bud. Josh and I are going to dig out from our respective homes.
I have feet of snow.
Yuck. Here in a bit. So have fun with that. And I agree with everything Josh said. Have a very happy New Year. If we don't talk to you before then, we will be here on Monday for our reaction show to the Buccaneers game. I don't know what our Patriots preview, when that show is happening, because Wednesday night is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's not going to be Wednesday. So yeah, sorry for the funky end of the year schedule, guys. It's holidays make shit complicated, but
pretty much always going to be funky at this point.
It'll probably be something similar to this one, I would presume.
Yeah, Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, Friday or Saturday. We'll do a live show. Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll do it. Our top 5 storylines for the Miami Dolphins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our last home game of the season. So if you're down there, go catch a game, catch the final game of the season, root on our boys, and hopefully we can come away with a W here. Kind of go out on top to end the season at home. And then next week we're in Tampa Bay. So on Monday we'll be back for our reactions to this game.
We're in New England, not Tampa Bay.
I'm sorry, we're in New England.
Yep.
That's what I meant. In my head I said New England, and in my voice I said Tampa Bay.
That's fine.
Now I
Sweet.
completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so
Sorry.
next week we're in New England. So Monday, we will be back with our reactions to this game. But for tonight, or for this morning, actually, good morning. Hope you had your coffee. Have a very happy day. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. I know me and my family kind of celebrate all weekend. So if you do too, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. And we will see you on Monday. So for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, over this way, I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been another episode of the 305 Gridiron. And we will see you next time. Until then, fins up, everybody.